Hey guys, welcome back. We are today going to be analyzing the matchup between Fnatic and FunPlus Phoenix, which was quite an interesting battle of the minds. Now, this was quite an interesting match because Fnatic were looking like they almost lost this one on their first match. It's on the first map itself, which is their own pick of Icebox. But Fnatic clearly know how to work it on the defensive side, and that's exactly what they did really well. Well, we're going to be predominantly talking about their defensive side because their attack was not as great as we would expect it to be. But on the defense, they absolutely flourished. So we're going to be starting off with round number 16 where it's almost the last 50 seconds of the round. And FPX have gone a little bit towards A, showed a little presence and given Fnatic something to think about. But Fnatic are not particularly sold on this because they realize that this could be a fake. Eventually, we see that the players of FPX will be heading in towards mid and they've got pretty much everything that they need to make this work. Number one being the Viper ultimate, which in this round does not come to fruition at all. We also have the lockdown ready, which does not seem to be necessary because of the way the Fnatic will move around in this round. Now you're going to see how that works. They are all heading up towards mid while they left the one-man Cedar on towards B main to make a little bit of a late revival move, but this actually works against them because Cedar comes in a little late. Now all of them are going to wall up and go towards the mid side, and they already have lost one of their players, Mystic, because of a small gap in the wall which was made by Mystic here, and he spams to kill Ardis. Now Ardis will be revived instantly. Ardis will go back up on his feet, but before that, Alfaya loses his life. And now, with this move towards kitchen and mid side of the B region, towards oranges, they've got a little bit of control, FPX for sure. But the problem is Mystic towards mid. Nobody still has considered to take this guy out because even though he killed Ardis, they still haven't focused on him. Ardis is back on his feet and he goes to kitchen to be as a support player to Angel. But the problem here is this mid region is now going to be absolutely punished. Now, if you look at the positions of the players of Fnatic, they've got one player here, Durka, who's looking towards the crossing of the site to where you can actually plant the spike. Boaster's got this under control in case they do slip out, and he's holding a very passive angle, which is usually what they play on B. They play on the back of this trademark and they play a very passive setup. They play a retake on B, and of course they've got Mystic watching towards mid, so there is no chance of them even rotating out. So what happens here? While FPX try and struggle to find space to work with, they're cornered by every single side. And this one move by Mystic where he walls off this mid region is actually not something that FPS expect. They thought he's just walling off mid so they can't go back from the B side. But instead, he climbs upon the wall and gets a free kill onto Angel. And because Ardis is inside tubes and you can see that Shao is in the site, there is no trade potential. And Cedar is still walking in towards the site. Now they're running in. They've completely been covered off by every single side. And Shao cannot even go for the plant. Why? Because Durka is watching this angle. So there's absolutely no chance for FPX to even get a bomb plant done in this situation. And they're waiting for Ardis to maybe get a kill onto Mystic so that they have at least one angle clear. But even that does not happen because Ardis takes his sweet time to come in. And by the time he could do anything, Mystic will lose his life to Shao and Shao will go down to Durka from spawn. There's the last 2 seconds left because FPX took way too much time to work this, and all the Fnatic people needed to do was stay alive, and they've taken out even the last player possible as Ardis will stay alive with the Vandal in his hands, but nothing more. He will get Enzo as well as an exit frag, but here's where Fnatic start their journey to make a comeback happen. They won 5 rounds in a row here to put them up to 9-11, and this is where it begins. So the next round we're going to be talking about is on number 18, where we can see that again FPX have died out the clock to about 50 seconds left and they are going to make another fake sort of play happen. They went towards B and they caused a lot of commotion where they've left one man Ardis standing with his tour de force, and he can teleport away if necessary need be after a kill or even after a shot. And you can see how passive Fnatic is playing this towards B. They've got a player who's waiting for a push towards spawn. They've got a player who's watching kitchen in case anybody climbs up, and they've got a player watching towards mid, and they've got a killjoy turret here as well, which is covering boaster, which is a complete and very utter lockdown passive setup from Fnatic. And this helps them out really well because they expect B to be a retake side every single time, and it works out for them because they have got Durka here in towards a very good angle that he's sitting on, which allows him to instantly teleport away towards spawn, and he's got even Mystic here for support in case anything goes wrong. And given that this is a setup that Fnatic love playing with, even though there's an ultimate that could change the game, which is Angel's Nightfall, you're gonna see how it doesn't work out for them in the end because Durka is just Durka. Artist is forced off his angle, and they know that this is a fake because the chamber's lurking there. A haunt goes in, and the Nightfall gets ready to be deployed. Now, Durka is instantly brought down to almost half HP, but this man doesn't care, peeks out and still gets a kill and gets away. 30 seconds left in the round, and they've already deployed slow ops. And mind you, Durka cannot hear anything. Durka is devoid of sound right now, but he still goes out, peeks, and gets another one. Boaster finds Artist towards B. And while all of this is happening, the Hunter's Fury is invested from Enzo, as they are going to get tags and a kill as well over here. Zipan goes down by the time he could even come anywhere close to the side, and that's kept FPX completely off site. They haven't even been able to touch the place where they can plant the spike, and with 13 seconds left, Shao could only do so much in order to get his team any sort of value. He will try to go for the plant, but the problem is that he's got too much resistance coming in, and a fake to get some sort of value is not going to work out for him because he will have a tail come in and Mystic gets him down. Now, this is a brilliant setup for Fnatic because they allow Durka to be, aggressive so that he can teleport away instantly. And the minute he does that, there's a slow up that's being thrown in by Mystic to slow the push down even more. And Boasters found Artist towards B, which they completely expected, and they played this to perfection. Utility at its best. Alright, so the next round we're going to be talking about is the very next one, round number 19, where Fnatic come level to 9-9, and this is very important because not just because there is a couple of eco buys on the side of FPX, but also because they've got an important ultimate in the form of the Showstopper on Zipan. They've got even a Viper Spit, and they've got a Revive ready as well, and including that they've got a Hero Vandal onto Artist, which will be instantly taken away because of Durka's brilliant positioning. Now, Durka has been constantly moving up and down between the belt and the nest side of his side of the the bomb side. And while there is a lot of utility being popped in by FPX, Angels throwing the Prowlers, you even got the Boombot running in over here, it doesn't matter because Durka is in the perfect position to find a kill and run away, and that's exactly what he does because he hears the rope sound come in and he just goes straight in for the peak and teleports away, and nobody's going to even be able to touch this man. Now, they know that they've got a little bit of resistance here, so they are taking their time to go in. But the problem with this is that they're waiting for Zipan to make some sort of moves. The walls go up, and even after all of this, they're only allowing Durka to be the one man who can change the entire situation because Durka has the firepower. We all know how good he is. He goes out of the wall yet again, drops the spike right in front of him, and he's brought it down to an instant 3v5. Now, even after this, FPX do sort of, recoup to what they were doing. A little bit of damage is done by FPX over here. They push away Fnatic players to get a plant, but Boaster realizes that we've got a very strong ultimate, which is the Killjoy Lockdown. Now, the Killjoy Lockdown in this situation, in this spot where he's going to be putting it Alfire, is going to cover up quite a bit of the area, which will force the opponents to come till here. Which means when they're coming there, Boaster is going to be ready for them. Now, as soon as the plant goes down, out comes the Killjoy Lockdown, and even the Showstopper is utilized in order to keep the players from rafters at bay, which could have been used for a much more better purpose, which was to take down the lockdown itself. But it came in. Alfea waited for that Showstopper to be heard as well, and the plant to go down, and he knew that he has his best chance to put down the lockdown right now. The lockdown goes up, the huge diameter comes up, and Boaster's just waiting for his prey to come to him. Throws down the Viper's snakebite as well for a safe precautionary method, and of course he's going to find the kills. Boaster had been an absolute god in this entire map of Icebox, and you can see it in this as well. The thinking to do that, even though it's an eco, he doesn't want to take any sort of chances. He gets up the number 10 on the board for his team, and what a play by both Durka and Boaster in this round. Utility used again at its very best. They know exactly how to keep FPX at bay. They know exactly how to counter them, and they did it to perfection. Now the next round is round number 20, where FPX do change up their pace a bit. They go instantly towards B. You can see it right now. There's about a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock, and they've got the B side already, most of it at least under control, because Fnatic usually play the B side on retake, or they allow them to come close. They burn out their utility as much as possible, because Boaster's got his snakebite as well as his poison orb positioned here, so they make it work as best they can by keeping it low profile. They do not fight as much because they let FPX get what they want, which is the way they think what they want. An aggressive approach here from Ardis was put down, but he was instantly shut down after he got one kill because he stuck around for too long. He could have just jumped down after the one kill onto Althea, but Boaster peeks out and finds his kill, brings it down to a 4v4, and with the revive also ready, Shao could go for it, but the problem with that is it's right out wide open in this side. Now it is a 4v4, and there is also a backstab coming in, which Angel is ready for. But the problem with this is he doesn't get the kill, neither does he get a tag, and now Fnatic have boxed in the side of FPX. FPX are committed to the B side. There's no way they can rotate. There's nobody who can even go out from B main. Nobody can go out from B main to lurk towards mid, because that option has been cancelled by Durka pushing up from A. Now with this push, there is a Viper Spit that comes active as a necessary win element in this round. But what they have forgotten is that Boaster has got his own Viper Spit ready, which is going to be the win factor in this game, in this round particularly, because the minute this Viper Spit goes up, Boaster comes out, breaks the wall, and he goes up with his own Viper Spit. They're just wasting time here, Fnatic. All they're doing is waste time. And look at the way that the side of FPX are playing as well. They've got a Viper Spit active. The Viper Spit is covering most of the site for them. They can go for a plant, but Fnatic's pressure with utility is so good that FPX were worried as to when they can plant and when there's going to be a player jumping into the Viper Spit to kill them. There's 40 seconds left, by the way, and they're constantly pressuring them, and with the 40 seconds left, out goes the Viper Spit. Now, because they've seen Durka here, they saw Durka towards this A main region, they expect that, okay guys, we cannot go back. There's no shot of us going back, right? Because we've got a flank covered as well. So they're going to try and commit this as much as they can. But now, because this Viper Spit from Boaster's come up as well as this Poison Orb, the minute they go to stick that spike, they're going to get DK'd down to 1 HP real quick. So they consider to go around this. As you can see, they're playing on the outskirts of it. They're hoping that they find a kill over here, which they do. They do find Enzo. Enzo's gonna try and peek out, and the timing doesn't work out for either of them. So does Durka. He finds one. Durka will be able to get away, but unfortunately he goes down. Now it's a 3v3. Instantly brought back to life is Zipan. Out goes Mystic to get the kill onto Zipan, which he will through the smoke over here, by the way. He's firing from here. Mystic is here, and he fires straight onto Zipan here, while his teammate Enzo gave up his life to Shao. Now it's still a 3v2 right now, as you can see, right? It's still a 3v2. Mystic and Boaster are alive, and even after all of this, there's 13 seconds left. The spike is still not gone down. That because of that one Viper Spit. And even though they saw Durka on site, it was far too late for them to consider a rotation happening, because why? They've got 20 seconds left. The B side to the A side rotation is not that easy. You can't just go through mid. They've got two players waiting over there. So they have to commit to this, and they have to commit to this right now, and they go straight in for it. And the minute the spike plant is being heard, this is exactly when Mystic and Boaster just run straight in. They even raise up a wall, and I don't know if you noticed that. All this while, Mystic has been holding his wall in his hand just as a precautionary method to stop the plant because he knows the time is on his side, or as a retake potential because he knows if the wall goes up, it's at least a half diffuse confirm before they can spam it down to nothing. Now, you can see that the wall is up, and because there's about 11 seconds left, boasters made this call that, okay, we're going to use this wall now for the anti-plant situation, because they're going to go in for this, and that's exactly what Mystic does. Mystic throws up a wall and he denies the plant. Xiao goes up on top of the wall. He's on top here, which means they've wasted another couple of seconds for this side. And even though boaster now is down to 15 HP and he goes down, Mystic is just sitting in a corner because time's gone. He spams down the player because he knows that Xiao has to desperately plant this. He's still in that Viper's Pit, which gave him a decay, and that decay has stayed for a little longer. 1 second extra it stays, as we all know, and that's exactly what Mystic took advantage of. He sticks the last bit of his seconds left in this round into that tuck corner, and he stays alive for half a second that he's required to after the timeout runs out. Absolute chaos and mayhem caused by Fnatic makes FPX think that they cannot rotate, they cannot do any sort of shenanigans on the side. They couldn't even go for the plant. Utility was so good, and boaster finishing them off with that Viper's Pit, making them think 100 times before going for the plant, was absolutely a brilliant mind game played by the Fnatic boys. So the last and final round we're going to be talking about is where Fnatic take the bag on Icebox and they absolutely shut down FPX to the best of their abilities, is round number 23. And now you can see that Fnatic have shifted up their approach in the final round. They're playing a little bit aggressive on B as well as A. They've got a 3-man stack on B. They've got even Killjoy utility ready in case there's a plant that comes through. They've got Durka with the tour de force, and they've got Boaster and Mystic here as well. So a very strong setup on B, which works out to perfection because the side of FPX kind of bite into their nerves here and they just fall apart, because you can see that Angel's throwing down a Prowler, and once you look at the amount of utility that they have left, it's going to be shocking as to why they didn't use it. Now, they've got pretty much everything they need. They've got a boom bot, which again utility for information / clearance, grenade for utility for of course not information but clearance and damage. They've got another Prowler, they've got a Seize as well as a Haunt, and not to mention that they've also got Xiao 1 orb away from revive. So even if they do peek out, it's still a difficult choice because right now Fnatic are clearly going to be extending their way onto B, but they don't know that, right? It's easier to find the orb onto B than it is to A, and that's exactly why FPX came here, because they wanted Xiao to be well equipped to revive anybody if need be. But Fnatic know that way too well. Boaster's callings have been amazing as they run in towards B, another encounter which they will absolutely not be ready for. Now you can see that Zipans has made his way here, and this is the only thing I don't understand. Durka has been spotted. Durka has been seen by Zipan himself. He has got a teammate who's got a Haunt. He's got a grenade himself. He could have thrown it. He could have done anything. They have everything in their hands. A Seize also if need be, because this man has a teleporter available. One shot getaway is his mojo. And that's exactly what Zipan challenges without any sort of utility coming his way. The Haunt is not used, neither is anybody peeking out from here. It is just an absolute shambolic play from here from FPX, and that loses Zipan, the one man who could have caused so much damage with his utility. And because of this, Fnatic find confidence. FPX are crippled to this B side as they are slowly walking in. They allow the one man to go in from mid now. This time they're having a lurk come in while the rest of the 3 walk in towards B. Now they're hoping that Xiao can pick up that orb and maybe revive, and that's not going to happen because again, Angel, I don't know what he was doing. You go a second behind. You play this clip before Durka even gets that peek. You've got Angel with a Haunt, with a Prowler, with a Seize. You've even got 2 slow orbs for Shah to cover off the yellow angle. I don't know what exactly they were thinking because they had everything in their hands to get information on Durka, because even if he's teleported away, expecting a second player onto yellow is something that is very common. And let alone the operator himself who could walk back because you've given him time. And with that, Angel falls. Durka's probably sealed the round right here. With this wall that's come up, Mystic plays a brilliant angle, goes on top, deletes Artist, who does not even expect it. And the last man standing, Xiao, doesn't matter, he's got the ultimate. His teammate is way too far away from him. He's towards mid, and Alpha is going to, spot him as well. And it doesn't matter whether he's going towards kitchen or he's going towards, the rat hole towards mid, because Durka has sealed this round, and Xiao's even scared to peek. They've even spotted out the final player, and now Fnatic find the confidence. Alfea might have missed the timing on to the player on mid, but it doesn't even matter because they've forced him off at this angle. They know he's not here. The wall going up doesn't matter because Xiao is constantly being pushed, and even though now they've doubled up towards this B side, it's just about time that they lose their lives because Durka is ready and he's going to get another one. They've completely bottled them up from every single direction. 2 operators, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. 1 operator here to shut them off instantly, if at all anything. Just amazing stuff from Fnatic overall. Xiao loses his life. 1 man left to take the fall, and that is the operator himself, who goes down to Durka as the 4K. Instant play could have been made by FPX if only they had utilized the utility on them. They had the boom bot, they had the grenade. Zipan peeked out prematurely without any sort of haunt coming to help him. He had a prowler on him, he had a seize on him, all of which went to naught because Fnatic absolutely outplayed FPX on the defense on Icebox, and on Haven it just was a landslide victory. This is how Fnatic were able to play and win the Battle of the Great Minds.